Got yet another funk weekend ahead of me. Flying to San Francisco tomorrow to see Dawn Silva and the Brides of Funkenstein. I have her book. I haven't cracked it yet, but it's sitting right there in my dining living room, prominent next to Mr. Bedrosian's book, referencing who played what on P-Funk and P-Funk affiliated records. Definitive recollection, discography, if I may. It seems like that I always want to premise that 5 months ago, I saw the best performance of P-Funk, but possibly what I feel was the best performance of P-Funk I've ever seen in my life. That overshadows just about everything funk related that I do, and that's why I mention it. From there's been other P-Funk events that were notable in different ways. Of course, it's all subjective, it's all relative. From the time and the moment, from Groove Allegiance, seeing Garrett Scheider out in front of an all-star band, seeing P-Funk step up their game, whatever that means, opening with knee deep and just coming with more energy. It's been a lot of good funk. There's been a lot of good P-Funk, I should say, a lot of good P-Funk. In LA Maggots, Stone Gone, the clone, was on drums instead of Barry Chenault. And he plays the music much faster than Mr. Chenault, and probably much faster than a lot of people. And this gave the music a more than just interesting dynamic to it. It gave a feel and an energy to it that had the whole place moving and wanting to dance. And it was, I don't want to say church-like, but that the energy of the music was uptick. So it kind of drove you to, it energized you. It wasn't a laid-back thing, like the mother band, George Strait and P-Funk, play, to where even their fast stuff is more almost slowed or quailed or whatever, to be almost a more give you almost an introspective feeling. But the way the Maggots played last Saturday, energized, pumped you up, kind of like, now you want to go out and play some football, or, it was just good, it was hard. So now this is my third weekend in a row, going to see some funk. Again, I say all that to lay out, my relative scene or scenario around me, what's on my head, what I've, it's not like, I'm gonna go up here and see Miss Silva and the Brides of Funkenstein with Gary Mudbone Cooper and Dwayne Blackbird McKnight at the Great American Music Hall in the Tenderloin, San Francisco, out of the blue. Like, oh, I ain't seen funk or something. No, I've been seeing some good goddamn funk the last few months. Maybe some of the best that I have in my life. Other than, well, I gotta give at least a mention to those shows P-Funk used to play back in the 90s. Especially the House of Blues on Sunset Boulevard, my favorite place. There was some shows there. It had the energy and the noise and just pounded on it and went off the rails like it should and got back on, and that whole thing. You know, the energy was there, full band, 1,000 people on stage. You know, a lot of the people who have passed and, you know, went on, were there to play it. The talent, the original, whatever, all that was just, you know, it was a different thing. That has to give honorable mention because there's nothing like those shows. But I had to just say that, put that in there. Because my feeling is that I like the way the music is being played, and I have for the last few years especially, and even going beyond that, the style of which is played in later years, a little bit slower, a little bit harder, and I tended towards that versus some of that stuff that was going like really, really fast. But the Maggots playing it, bringing that tempo up a little bit, did give it a very, very nice dynamic. So now, that's my palette. That's what my palette's at. I'm gonna go up here and see what Miss Silva has planned for us. The Great American Music Hall. For some reason, I'm thinking that place is big. I don't know why. I might be thinking about the Fillmore or something else, the Regency or whatever, one of those other places. But I don't know why I think the Great American Music Hall is big. And it did cross my mind in regards to, you know, how many people are gonna show, they're gonna be able to fill it up, blah, 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 blah. Even thought about how many people are coming from town. I know a couple Florida, or at least one Florida resident who won't be able to make it because of the storm. They had planned to come. You know, I've heard talk of other people, you know, from the Funkenstein Ball saying they're gonna be there. This is a big deal. You gotta see the funk, you gotta see it. And I was graced to witness the Brides of Funkenstein and Dawn Silva put on a show in Petaluma 2 nights with a full band, full backup singers. I mean, this show was special, and I knew it. And I even said back then, I thought if they'll be able to do this again. It looked to be too much money up on stage. Too much money from too many different places. And I felt privileged to have witnessed that. It was good. And I've seen Miss Silva and the Brides play in Maryland at the Ivy House. And I think they played the Funkenstein Ball. And I'm not sure if that was the Ivy House or I forget what place it was, or it might have been that Funkenstein Ball at the Ivy House, but I saw them. You know, a couple other times, different places. So, I saw him in a park in Sacramento one time. I think it was Sacramento. Yeah, I think I saw him in a park in Sacramento one time. Outside. Or San Jose, I can't remember which one. Might have been San Jose. I think San Jose and Sacramento, come to think about it. So, looking forward to that and what that's gonna be. I'll fly up tomorrow. Got a room. Fly back the next day. Right before the Steelers game starts, I landed. Scheduled at 12:50. Steelers game is supposed to start at 1:05. Worst case, I'll have audio on my phone. I have the audio stream on my phone. I might even be able to watch the game. And I parked. I'm gonna drive and park at the airport since it's only one day. It's gonna cost me $37 to park 2 days, you know, with a shuttle. And the fly away from my house would have been like 30. So extra $7 plus gas. You know, I'll get the conveniences. Not having to wait on the flyaway bus, ride it up, and then get an Uber home and all that. It'll cut out a few steps. And for $10, cut out a few steps to be worth it. So it's not bad. Looking forward to San Francisco. San Francisco used to be like one of my favorite destinations. Vegas was always Vegas. First time I went to Vegas, I had a bad experience. Me and Tony went with this Filipino dude. I just got paid. May have had $150 in my pocket, whatever. I got up there, I lost all my money in 2 hours. So me and Tony sitting up there for hours and hours waiting for these Filipino dudes to, you know, finish up what they doing. We broke. Didn't even have nothing to eat. And then you can't hang around the hills and stuff. You ain't gambling. You know, you just can't sit there and do nothing. But Vegas is still one of my favorite places, no doubt. Don't get that wrong. You know, I got no gambling part after I learned my lesson. But San Francisco seems to always be special to me for whatever reason. San Francisco had a special. Rick lived up there. It was one of my really first true road trips that I would take. Go up there, hang with him, and see stuff. Go to the Legion of Honor and the art galleries and this and that, and going up to San Leandro to see the road, catching down up there. All that goes into it, I guess. The marina, Leandro, that whole dynamic up there, going across the bridge, Bay Bridge. P-Funk and Yoshi's. P-Funk played, I think they played 2 shows a night and Yoshi's for a week. And I went to all of them. Paid for them. That was when I was kicked off the list. Actually had to pay for them. Thanks to the Russians for that, helping me get through that at my financially challenging time. So we'll figure that out once we get to see. Well, see, I got distracted, hear me? Started talking about something without thinking. We'll figure what out. That's not what you were talking about. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. The Silva represents a very high standard when it comes to the funk and what she expects. And how to put it on, and how to create it, and how to do it. Full disclosure, I gotta say at one time, I think at I might have been the Funkenstein Ball or someplace we were at. It was definitely in Maryland someplace. They opened up to a track and there was no drummer. They had Barry Chenault playing the drums, but it was on a track. So there was nobody sitting in the drummer's seat. And that was weird. That was just weird. And after the show, I told her about it. Actually, I told Chris Lander about it, and he's like, you gotta come tell Dawn. I was like, oh God. I was like, oh God. And I told her, and I was like, remember, I saw the Petaluma shows. So I know, what it could look like. And this scaled down version left me wanting, even though I said and knew that I don't think they would be able to tour that band we saw in Petaluma because it was so big. I'm not in the business. Probably shouldn't even be commenting on this, but it's America, free speech. So when I saw the scaled down version of it, I was like, because she had big chicken leg eating background singers. And them girls was singing, and she had them whipped into shape. She had Blackbird, Barry, she had Slim. I think she had Cherokee one time, or I think it was just there. It was just thick in there. Jeanette Magruder, Gail Muldrew on guitar. It was just talent in every nook and cranny, and you could see it, they were rehearsed. That show. Here's footage. So we'll see. So I'm actually looking forward to it. Very, 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 very anxious to see Mr. Blackbird McKnight. Probably. And maybe more so than anybody. When I saw Blackbird was gonna be there, that's when I knew I had to go. Mr. McKnight was gonna be there. That made it a mandatory. Mudbone there too. And I would love to get a moment with Mudbone. See if I can get him to sing You're Leaving. In fact, I should hire him, huh? I should hire him or bring him in the studio to do a version of that song, huh? Pay him. I could do that, even on my phone. And look, I give you $100. You sing You're Leaving on my phone right now. I'll do that. As soon as I get some cash. Can I cash tap you? I'm gonna be carrying cash. So, I'm looking forward to it. Sing some of I was wondering if they sing some Parlette songs. They sing P-Funk songs. And then, I had the thought experiment in my head. Do I like Parlette better than I like the Brides? Do I like Parlette better than I like the Bride? And like might not be the right word, but am I more moved by the music of Parlette or more moved by the music of the Brides? In my mind, Parlette has much, much, much more music than the Brides. Because I think of Invasion of the Booty Snatchers, I think Play Me or Trade Me, Pleasure Principle. But then I think Smoke Signals, Party Up in Here, Disco to Go, Birdie. And that Invasion record, You're Leaving, and Wolf Tickets, and that whole Play Me or Trade Me record. Oh my God, I love the sound of that thing. So, because you know, in my mind, the Brides were on top. You know, it was the Brides. You know, they were on top. If you look at I guess, and Parlette was the sister group in my, you know, without really thinking it through. That's, you know, what you think. But if I look at the songs that I really, really respond to, and Miss Silva said in an interview that the Brides, the girl group Brides, they were not cartoonish, not childish, but they weren't taken as seriously. You know, the material was more, how can I put it? The material was more lighter than what was out there. I mean, you think of the Brides music, you know, what they were singing about and how they were handling it. Damn, I could have made it. And you think about some of the other female groups that are out there singing about heavy, serious stuff, you know, like real impactful stuff. But that's probably why I like the Brides, because it wasn't that music, you know. It wasn't dramatic or crucial. It meant a lot, it had power. And I don't want to say significant, but you know, in that realm, you know, as compared to like, quote unquote, some of the real female groups, they got like, you know, national and worldwide attention, who came off a lot more serious. You know, and looking back, I was like, that's true. I didn't think about it that way. But also, I probably wouldn't want it that way. You know, I was probably happy, you know, them with that, the level of seriousness that they brought. You know, I didn't want it to be all too deep. It was about the music. And the message came second. It was about the music and the way it was done with the music and the harmonies and stuff. And then the vocals message maybe came second. And she said that may have done those groups an injustice, because they could have been a lot more. And I think that's probably true. But for a 15, 16-year-old kid who didn't want to be mature, whatever, who didn't want to, I don't like the word mature, who didn't want to be all grown up, it was perfect for me. So we'll see. So we'll see. I guess I started saying all that because I was wondering if, with Mr. Cooper there, would they do a Parlette song, You're Leaving? Oh, if they was to do You're Leaving, oh my God. I'd lose my mind. And I think I'm gonna take my recorder. I'm not sure, but I think I am. Sometimes you hear stuff behind you. You see me jump? I hope I got it on tape. I probably did. Take my recorder. But then again, see, I might not, because it might not be as quaint and as casual to where I might not even have a place to sit the recorder. So I might not take it. I might not take it. I might not take it. Get in there and it's like a rail and a high stage. I want to be able to sit it on the stage, you know. Or sit it someplace. And I'm thinking, I won't be able to do that. And carry that thing all the way up there. I'm carrying a bunch of stuff with me. I probably won't even take my laptop. Like, I don't even think I have a carry-on my flight back. So I had to get like a smaller bag. I don't even think, I think my book bag was even too big. So I got like, I was supposed to be going to the Raider game in Vegas, but it's just too expensive. I'm like, for what I pay for this game, I can fly to Baltimore and go to a playoff game. Should the Pittsburgh Steelers have to go to Baltimore to play a playoff game? Plus I get to see him. I'll see him in November again. Steelers live, so I'm good. So I might not just take toothbrush, toothpaste. That's it. You know. Charger, external battery, clean my phone out so I have enough storage space. Go with it like that. My phone is capable. Phone is powerful if it's something I need to do, so I will see. It's just a pop up, pop back, you know. But I'm looking forward to seeing Funk 3 weeks in a row. This is what I do. Jeffery, Pure Funk Mitchell. Funk, nothing but the funk. P-Funk. I gotta have it. I gotta see it, I gotta witness it. One of the ones I just thought came in my head, I gotta see the clones of funk. I keep telling them, I said, man, y'all gotta let me know ahead of time to get out here. I can't be seeing the show pop up 2 days from now. Y'all need a website or something. Because I want to see how they do it. Because they implemented some Brides music. Like Groove Elite, Gary Scheider implemented some Brides music. And just let me say, they was loving them girls. Everybody who saw the clips and the video, even my sister was like, oh my God, they was loving them girls. And that could be the secret to the next level of funk. The female singers singing bride songs, singing that catalog. That could be it. That could be it. And maybe Miss Silva being the primary and the original core of that, she might be onto something. Because that music, let's have energy, it's bright, it's up, it's celebratory, but it ain't silly. It may be what not people are looking for, but it may fill a niche or create a niche for itself. It's a lot of good music in there. People start playing that parlette stuff too. Woo! Unfunky computer, what you gonna do with me? Now that you got me, play me or trade me. All that. Anyhow, swinging on y'all 2 times. For me, for the funk. That pure funk. Uncut funk. The bomb is what we're talking about. For every elementary particle that has ever existed in any atom, in this or in any universe that ever was, is, or will be. The totality of it all. Theory of universe. Hypothesis of all as one. My name is Jeffery.